Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well today, and I hope that this video does what? Find you doing well as well. So it looks like Jonathan Majors' luck may be changing in 2024. As you know, I had just shared a video probably a couple of days ago or so where he has apparently proposed and is now engaged to actress Megan Good, his, I guess at this point we consider long-term girlfriend. They've actually were dating, I think, a couple of years now. And so it seems to think that things are on the up and up. And not only is that working towards greatness, I guess, in his personal life, it's also looking to look more towards the legal aspect of his personal life as well, as it appears that he is at this point receiving a legal win. Yeah, let's call it that. So why don't we go ahead and get into it, because apparently a federal lawsuit from his ex-girlfriend is being dropped. So let's go ahead and check this out. Now, according to, all right, let's go ahead and pull that up. Sometimes it's a little slow coming up, but you know, it's okay. We're accent. All right, so according to Variety, Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend drops assault and defamation lawsuit. Now, Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend dismissed a federal lawsuit against him on Thursday in which she had accused the actor of assault and defamation. Now, the Marvel and Creed 3 star was convicted in December 2023, as you may recall, of 2 misdemeanor counts for assaulting the woman. Now, Grace Jabari in the backseat of an SUV. He was sentenced earlier this year to attend DV counseling. Now, Jabari had sued him in March, alleging that he had defamed her by continuing after the guilty verdict to maintain that he had never laid his hands on a woman, in an interview with Good Morning America. Now, attorneys for both parties filed a joint notice with the court on Thursday stating that all claims against defendant in the above captioned action are hereby dismissed with prejudice. Now, the attorneys did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Majors was poised for a breakout year in 2023, starring opposite Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3 and as Kong the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But his arrest in March 2023 led him to being dropped by his management and PR firms, and Marvel cut ties with him after that guilty verdict. And I also did a couple of videos, maybe 3 of them, in regards to that whole situation through the trial, as well as what the convictions were and all the claims, allegations, and just what was happening throughout that entire process. So if you hadn't had opportunity to grab those details, or you just want a refresher of them, feel free to go out there and check it out on my platform if you should want to. Now, the actor was supposed to lead as a villain of Avengers: The Kong Dynasty, but that film has since been scrapped. Now, Marvel pivoted to Avengers Doomsday, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Now, Majors was cast in Merciless, a thriller from director Martin Villeneuve, earlier this year, and in the first sign of a career recovery. Now, another Majors film, Magazine Dreams, was also acquired for release next year by Briarcliff Entertainment after Searchlight Pictures dropped it. Now, Majors has repeatedly denied the assault allegations and maintains a desire to resume his career in Hollywood. And without a shadow of a doubt, I am pretty sure that's exactly what he would like to do, because this whole entire situation really put his career and honestly his life on hold, a standstill, a stop. Really didn't know exactly what direction this was going to go for him in his career. Throughout this entire ordeal with his ex-girlfriend, he obviously started a budding relationship with Megan Good, and she continued to stand by her man throughout the entire time. And so at this point, he has really started to be, pretty much acquiring some things on a positive note. I think he got a couple of awards over the time. He has been looked at for some potential projects. I also did a video in regards to that, kind of like a where is he going to go from here kind of thing, where they talked about some of those videos and movies rather that he may be, looking at or being looked at for starring in them. And so I do see definitely a resurgence for Jonathan Majors' career. Will he ever obtain the type of stardom that he may have would have claimed and would have been able to obtain prior to these allegations and convictions and such? For me, the verdict is out on that, no pun intended. A lot of times when people are in these type of situations, it's, they rarely ever make it to whatever the peak that they could have had this situation not have happened. I'm not so sold on Jonathan being in that boat at this moment. I think a little bit more time needs to happen for me, because I feel like there's a resurgence definitely coming about. I feel like, when certain positive elements come into an alignment, then these things can yield obviously positive results. And if he is not just intentional, which I know that that is a great word to use, obviously, because you do need to be intentional in things that you do. But I think sometimes for his situation, it can make it look like it's less genuine for him, just because, there's obviously some people who, feel like, he's not an authentic individual, and, they have a right to their opinions, of course. So I would say that if he is coming from a place of authenticity and it's truly where he's at, sometimes things do happen that humble you, right? Sometimes things do happen and you may not know where they're coming from, but obviously maybe you could have been on a path that you didn't even realize you were going to be on, or that you were already on, and that if something did not change or shift, then things could have really entered into a domain that you may not have been able to recover from. And so, I think that there's been a lot of reflection, obviously, in regards to the situations and the challenges that Jonathan Majors has had to deal with and attend to. And he's probably had to also revisit certain things from his past in order to figure out how he got to where he was at this point. So, we have individuals who definitely are rooting for him and Meghan, and just him in particular. And you have some that, feel a little bit more like, jury's out on that, or no, I'm just not for it at all. And so, of course, it will be interesting to see how things evolve and, move about for him in the near future. But I most certainly felt that there was a potential for him to actually get to a place of, prominence in some level in the Hollywood world, or his acting career, or such like that. And I feel strongly at this point that, his best days may not necessarily be behind him. But I'm definitely going to be intrigued, like many of you probably are, and wanting to see and find out. So with that, I definitely would love to know your thoughts about this. I mean, are you surprised that this happened? Quite frankly, I am. I really thought that, things are going to move forward in every which way possible to punish as much as possible that could be done. So to see that this is being lifted is, I have to say, I'm a little, not maybe so perplexed about it, but, a little surprised maybe. So with that being said, I definitely, again, want to know your thoughts. So definitely leave those respectfully down in the comment section. And to that point, your feelings and your thoughts about this. And also, do you think that his best days are behind him? Or do you think Jonathan Majors has the potential of having somewhat of a comeback that will maybe rival what he could have once had even before? I would love to know your thoughts about that. So definitely share them down below. And of course, if you are new here and you haven't had an opportunity to hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. That way you can be part of the family, part of the community, because I would so love to have you. Definitely give the video a like, because we like to really want to have this, spread so we can have more conversation in regards to this topic. And definitely thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate your viewing and listening support always. And definitely keep your all notification bells on, so that way you don't miss any of my uploads. I do have another video that will be coming out a little later on today, so definitely want you to keep your eyes peeled for that as well. It's an interesting one, I will say, and maybe a bit of comedy attached to it as well. We'll just have to see, but I definitely want you to be there to check that out as well. And so with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you so very much for being here again, and you take care, be blessed, and until next time, bye.